Hello everyone, I am Mrs. Mohini Balke and I heartily welcome you to all in our class Social Success Point. Dear students, we are studying the first chapter of class 9 Politics, that is what is democracy, why democracy. Okay, in our previous two videos we have studied about what is democracy and the features of democracy. And my dear students, today we are going to start the third topic of this chapter, that is why democracy. Okay, and in this topic we will discuss upon two main topic. The first is arguments against democracy and another is arguments for democracy. Okay, so in argument against democracy we will discuss upon a criticism of democracy by various people. Okay, and in argument for democracy we will study that why democracy is required. Okay, and how democratic government is better than other government. Okay, so let's start the study. Now we will discuss here the first topic, that is argument against democracy. Okay, my dear students, there has been a criticism of democracy by various people. Okay, the charges are: first, leads to instability; second, political competition; third, leads to delay; fourth, leads to bad decision; fifth, leads to corruption; and sixth, decision not perfect. Okay, so let's have a look for the first. Okay, leads to instability means leaders keep changing in a democracy. Okay, leaders keep changing in a democracy, so these leads to instability. Second, political competition means democracy is all about political competition. Okay, democracy is all about political competition and power play. There is no scope for morality. Okay, now next is leads to delay. It means so many people have to be consulted in a democracy. Okay, so many people have to be consulted in a democracy that it leads to delay. Okay, next is leads to bad decisions, means elected leaders do not know the best interest of the people. Okay, so it leads to bad decision. Okay, next is leads to corruption, means democracy leads to corruption, for it is based on electoral competition. Okay, it democracy based on electoral competition, it means it leads to corruption. Okay, next is decision not perfect, means ordinary people don't know what is good for them. Okay, so they should not decide anything, it means the decision not be perfect. Okay, now so many another arguments also against the democracy, as like democracy is not a magical solution for all the problems. It has not ended poverty in our country and in other parts of the world. And democracy as a form of government only ensures that people take their own decision. Okay, then this does not guarantee that their decision will be good. And people can make mistakes. Involving the people in this decision does lead to delay in decision making. Okay, so here we have seen the argument against the democracy. Now we will see the next topic, argument for democracy. In arguments for democracy, we will discuss upon the favor of democracy. Okay, so here we will see 5 arguments for democracy. So the first argument is a democratic government is a better government. A democratic government is a better government because it is a more accountable form of government. Because democracy is the better than any other form of government. Okay, in responding to the needs of the people. Now second argument is democracy improves the quality of decision making. Democracy improves the quality of decision making, means democracy is based on consultation and discussion. Okay, so a democratic decision always involves many persons, discussions and meetings. When a number of people put their heads together, they are able to point out possible mistakes in any decisions. Okay, so this take time, but there is a big advantage in taking time over important decisions. This reduces the chances of rush or irresponsible decision. And these also relate our third argument for democracy, that is, democracy provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts, because I already told that democracy is based on consultation and discussion. Okay, now fourth argument for democracy is democracy enhances the dignity of citizen. Because, my dear student, the strongest argument for democracy is not about what democracy does to the government, okay, but it is about what democracy does to the citizen. Even if democracy does not bring about better decision and accountable government, so it is still better than other form of government. Okay, and at the last argument for democracy, that is, democracy is better than other forms of government because it allows us to correct its own mistakes. As we discussed above, democracy is based on principle of political equality, on recognizing that the poorest and the latest educated has the same status as the rich and the educated. People are not subjected of rulers; they are the rulers themselves. Even when they make mistakes, they are responsible for their conduct. So finally, democracy is better than other forms of government because it allows us to correct its own mistakes. Okay, so here we have finished our third topic, that is why democracy, and in this we have studied about two main topics, that was argument against democracy and arguments for democracy. Now we will discuss about the fourth and the last topic of this chapter, that is broader meanings of democracy. And in this, we will answer the question that what is the broader meaning of democracy. So my dear students, democracy may not have a single definition. A country becomes democratic when it follows all principles of democracy. So these are: democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. In a democracy, all major decisions are made by the elected leaders. In a democracy, free and fair elections should be held regularly. Democracy should be based on the principle of one person, one vote, and one value. This is rule of law and respect for rights. Okay, so I hope now you understood what's the meaning of democracy, because so many things we have seen here. We have studied about democracy, we have seen feature also, we have studied about the criticism, what the people said about the democracy, that already we have seen, and we have studied that argument for the democracy also, means we have discussed in the favor of democracy also. Now at the last, I want to explain about non-democratic government. Okay, so students, the government which is not elected by the people, okay, the government which is not elected by the people, such kind of government is considered non-democratic government. Okay, now if we talk about the difference between democratic and non-democratic, so please pay attention and listen to me carefully. Okay, in democratic, people can elect their government, and in non-democratic, people cannot elect their government. Okay, now in democratic, people have basic rights in form of fundamental rights, and in non-democratic, people do not have any basic rights, and in democratic, there is a free and fair election with government having fair chance of losing election. Okay, and in non-democratic, government is illegally formed. So I hope now you would be understand about democratic government and non-democratic government. If we talk about the examples of non-democratic government, so dictatorship, monarchy, these are the form of non-democratic government. Dictatorship is a system of government where unelected people govern and manage a country. Okay, So my dear students, here we have finished the first chapter of class 9 politics. Okay, so now wish you all the best for the study of this chapter. So thank you and have a nice day.